Wait, are you going to church too, or is that bullshit?
I have been to church.
Why?
Have you ever been to church before?
I've been.
It's actually very nice. They're all just trying to be better people. It's a good vibe. It's just a Christian church.
A non-denominational Christian.
church.
Literally all I eat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I eat 90% red
Wait,
meat.
wait. Are you sober?
Yeah. Dog, for 3 months.
Don't you get bored, though, at night?
Obviously.
No, I thought I would. That's the thing.
Come on.
Well, I have fun doing stand-up. I have fun hanging out in the green room. It just, you're just tired all the time. It's like, it beats you down. And if I was doing 3 nights in a week at the club. And
Hold
then
on, let me bong this beer.
Yeah, exactly. Buy Bodega Cat.
J-Mo, bong a beer, brother.
We'd love to have you. Are you sober,
Why are
too,
you
like
so
Gay
mean?
Rogue?
Protect Our Parks is back for episode 15, and a lot has changed since the last time we were here back in January this year, and I'm not just talking about Joe Rogan's pin code. The first thing is they're back on YouTube after 3 episodes, 12, 13, and 14, weren't uploaded due to copyright reasons. Maybe you guys remember, just after Rogan struck his second Spotify deal, part of his agreement was that Spotify would publish all JRE episodes on all platforms and monetize everything themselves after his viewership dropped by over 75% during the 3.5 years he was exclusive to Spotify. That's why you now see those ad reads around the 8-minute mark and 35-minute mark. But since he came back to YouTube at the beginning of last year, you might also remember all those issues they were having with copyright, especially on the Protect Our Parks episodes where they play a lot of music. It was on episode 11 that Rogan and Jamie had to explain to Mark, Shane, and Ari that as part of their new contract with Spotify, they couldn't play any copyright-protected music on the show anymore, and Gillis blurted out, "But that's what we do," and Mark Norman said, "What the fuck did you guys sign?" So after all of that embarrassment, they didn't upload the next 3 episodes onto YouTube so they could have a drink and play whatever songs they wanted without losing any of Spotify's ad revenue over on YouTube. But now they're back, except their latest episode was the shortest in Protect Our Parks history, coming in at just over 3 hours and 10 minutes long. And I'm not sure what happened with Spotify, but somehow they managed to agree to allow Jamie to play whatever music Joe wants, because for the last 30 minutes of this episode, they were basically just listening to music and smashing beers. Well, except for Rogan, because he's sober now. Oh, and he's a Christian as well. But I'll come back to that in a moment, because from the beginning you could tell things had changed. It just seemed like they were kind of being reflective about their past shenanigans, and they were getting ready to settle down.
You sick
Oh, he came back with the bong. Dun, dun,
It's just
dun.
plastic. It's just plastic made in America. Hold on, I gotta piss.
America.
Don't start it before I get back. I won't.
Thank God you're leaving to piss. We had to triple wash this fucking pitcher because Norman pissed in it once.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
Wow. I don't remember that either.
We've had some really rough ones.
We've had some
Rough one.
rippers.
Like to the point where when it's like Protect Our Parks Day, I'm like,
Oh, yeah. It's like a
Yeah,
marathon.
But America needs it.
Yeah.
The boys need it. They do. They
Did
tell
you
me
see
all
the
the
bros
time.
getting
I
fucked
see
up?
them out in the streets.
yeah.
Said when's Protect
They
Our
do
Parks
say
coming
when,
back? They say it
dude.
all the time.
When's the next
When's
one?
the next Protect Our Parks?
But they take a year off your life, so you got to spread them out a little bit, you know? It's like, what's that? The Tough Mudder.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't do them every weekend.
That one, the photo from the one where I had like 25 or 26 beers. Every once in a while I see the photo and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What a nightmare
But
that
that is what people genuinely need. They need bros.
'Cause they're doing it.
They want to. If they can't, they wish they could.
Yeah.
They
and
want to. Everybody wants to.
I grew up doing this. You know,
Every
you'd be in a
man wants to have
backyard.
fun.
I was
They wanna
really
get
hoping
together
I
and
would
not be-
stop doing this at some point.
No, never.
Never. Listen, this is the best life. This is the best life for guys.
Oh, 100%.
We're the luckiest people that have ever lived.
Like, you had Jimmy Carr on, and he was talking he's like, I'm doing this today, then I'm going to Chappelle's thing, then I'm doing Kill Tony, then I'm doing the Mothership, then I'm doing an arena in Scandinavia. It's
Best life.
what a life.
It's the best life.
Of course, Rogan thinks that guys need a podcast with 4 dudes drinking to show them how to have fun. Like, he's already got a monopoly on shit-talking thanks to the Mothership Green Room, but now that's extended to drinking in his podcast studio. Why can't a podcast just be a podcast? It ain't that deep, Joe. We all know how to have a drink with our buddies and talk shit. We never needed you to show us how it's done.
There's a take on anything and everything that's like, ah!
Yeah.
You know,
kinda
this,
pretty much any
it's
fart.
just got to find where
It's
it
kind of
is.
my goal, was to come up with the best
Want some of these
fart joke of all time.
Eights dog?
No, not yet, Joe.
Come on.
What's that?
You're a bad influence
Lucy's-
today, dude.
Yeah, what's up with you?
He's fired up, dude. He's game to.
You've pulled out 3 drugs. I've been here 8 minutes.
Shh. They're
Sorry.
all, they're
There's
all
no
legal.
drugs.
Shut the
No
f-
drugs. No drugs.
It's just nicotine.
Just Ozempic.
Don't get the feds on us.
Lucy Breakers.
Don't get me wrong though, I like listening to them hanging out and talking about whatever's happening in the world. But let's be honest, the real reason we're all here is to listen to Mark Normand and Shane Gillis trolling Rogan. It must be hard for them being the only 2 comedians in that studio. So stick around because I put together a compilation of Mark and Shane's highlights for you guys towards the end of this video. The anti-Semitism was strong in this one, but there's something more interesting going on here in my opinion. See, I think there's something going on with Joe. If you haven't heard, Rogan stopped drinking 3 months ago and started attending church.
You know what'll get us is the gout. The gout's coming for us.
When I heard
gout?
the
Gals are
causation,
fatties, isn't it?
No,
No,
Kyle
no.
Kinane has the gout.
What is
He
it?
was a
How do you
fatty
get
for a
gout?
while.
You
What
and
causes gout?
Meat. It's the king's disease.
yes,
Meat?
But what is the real
fucking
cause?
red meat.
This sounds
it's
like nonsense.
no, it's like
Pull it up.
Literally all I eat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I eat 90% red
Wait,
meat.
wait. Are you sober?
Yeah. Dog, for 3 months.
Sober from alcohol.
Yeah.
Be clear.
And
Yeah.
according to the law, everything else.
and nothing else today.
Caused by a buildup of uric acid in the body, leading to formation of urate crystals in the joints. Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Linked to lavish diets and alcohol consumption of wealthy individuals, including royalty. I would guarantee you it's the alcohol.
And not moving.
Yeah, it's not. It has nothing to do with meat.
Wait, are you going to church too, or is that bullshit?
I have been to church.
Why?
Have you ever been to church before?
I've been.
It's actually very nice. They're all just trying to be better people. It's a good vibe.
Why don't you go to a
They
Catholic church?
sing. I
Let's
tried
get you.
that. I did that.
I went to St. Pat's in New York.
Yeah,
That's
Last
a beautiful
when Kennedy
place.
got married
So
at?
nice. Some
But
guy
wait.
gave me a rosary. I keep it.
If it's not
very
Catholic,
nice.
which one is it?
it's just a Christian church.
A non-denominational Christian.
church.
Animal proteins such as pork, red meat, shellfish, and oily fish are high in purines, making an individual susceptible to gout.
There you go.
Huh.
No shellfish.
Additionally, alcohol reduces the metabolism of uric acid, enhances the disease condition.
Oh.
I guarantee it's the alcohol. The alcohol fucking lobby probably said, yeah, it's the meat. It's the meat, bro. It's just like they did with sugar. It's not us. It's saturated fat that's causing all these heart attacks to happen often.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for Joe Rogan's Christian arc. First, he told us he was a comedian, then opened up a comedy club and anointed himself as a comedy legend simply by placing his comedy album on the wall with all the greats that came before him. Next, he'll start his own church, throw on a wig, and declare himself the second coming of Jesus. But I'm not knocking Joe's newfound faith. It's just suspicious as fuck. People are speculating that he's got incoming allegations and he's trying to get ahead of them, like Russell Brand did. And I've also seen people saying ever since he made the move to Texas that it was only a matter of time before Rogan became a Christian and started attending church. To Rogan's credit, I actually think it's deeper than that. Remember when that biblical scholar Wes Huff went on JRE after he debated Rogan's buddy Billy Carson? That was in January this year, around the same time Protect Our Parks 14 dropped, and that's when I think things started turning for Rogan. In fact, it was Wes Huff himself who confirmed Rogan had been attending church just 2 weeks ago on a podcast.
And have you talked to Joe Rogan since your out of the park conversation with him?
Well, my conversation with Rogan went 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
It was a little bit longer than this conversation. But yes, Joe Rogan and I have had on and off communication since then. I can tell you for a fact that he is attending a church and that that has been a consistent thing. And so, you know, things are happening, and he's a very inquisitive individual, and I think for the better, in that he's communicating with me and other people in his life who are influences that can speak into, you know, these issues of reliability and trustworthiness and verisimilitude of something like the pages of scripture and where he should and shouldn't be looking for the information in regards to that.
Geez, that looks like the most boring podcast ever. Give it a few years and that'll be Protect Our Parks. But on a more serious note, this is what I think happened. Wes Huff is a pretty charismatic guy. He wiped the floor with Billy Carson and in the process got Rogan's attention. Then he went on JRE, and I really think he impressed Joe with his knowledge of ancient texts, including obviously the Bible, but mostly his study of the reliability and accuracy of the actual texts in the New Testament. Now, I don't know a lot about this stuff personally. I specialize in talking shit about people on the internet, but apart from Jordan Peterson, Wes Huff seems to be the first Christian who really impressed Rogan and got through to him. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's what I think sparked all of this. Put aside whatever you think about Wes or Peterson or Christianity in general, the timeline of events seems to support my theory, in my opinion, of course. The funny thing is, since Rogan stopped drinking, he seems to have increased his intake of pretty much everything else.
The only reason I stopped the booze is because I wanted to see what it'd be like to have no booze for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And it's a lot better.
I mean,
you feel a lot better.
Don't you get bored though at night?
No, I thought I would. That's the thing.
Come on.
Well, I have fun doing stand-up. I have fun hanging out in the green room.
Yeah. But you're also not like well, when it comes to sobriety.
What flipped you? What was the final switch?
I wanted to
You saw
try
me
it.
fall down.
Well, I just got tired of feeling like shit when I would work out the next day.
The hangovers are real later.
It's real. It's also
man
you're just tired all the time. It's like it beats you down. And if I was doing 3 nights in a week at the club, and
Hold
then
on, let me bong this beer.
Yeah, exactly. Bye, Bodega Cat. You'll be back. You'll be back.
You think so?
Yeah,
That's a supportive friend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
I'm not
you didn't have a
alcoholic. I
problem.
totally
We're saying we
could
don't
have a
judge you
drink.
for your current situation.
Thank
but
you.
We would love to have you back.
It's just one of those things where you stop doing it and you're like, oh, I feel so much better. Why was I doing that?
It's also like at this point, like who gives? So don't drink.
See, I have a different thing. I'll go like 4 or 5 days. By day 5, I'm going.
Let's go.
I know.
Oh, I'm getting wrecked.
Same thing.
It's not
The
even
month.
like.
Yeah, you can't just have all of a beer.
And then
Or
you
your version
regret
of
it.
4 beers.
You regret it the next day, but you're like,
Well, the next day you go. I already threw away those 5 days.
let's keep
I
going.
fucking ride this.
Turn into a regretted
Right till the
Thornburg.
wheels fall off.
Look, I had a good time drinking. Don't get me wrong. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
fun.
just I don't like what it does to your body.
It's nice to see that Mark and Shane give absolutely zero fucks that Rogan has stopped drinking. Mark's waving his whiskey brand around for the camera, and Shane's telling Rogan to shut up for a second so he can smash a beer. But here's the thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword for Rogan. You guys have probably heard me say a few times that he's a massive hypocrite because he sits in the studio episode after episode crapping on about how healthy he is, spending thousands of dollars a month on supplements, peptides, TRT, HGH, and stem cell therapy. Fuck, he's even got Shane Gillis onto Ways to Well. In this episode, he was raving about how surprised he was to learn that his bloods are clean and he's not pre-diabetic. Seriously, somebody has to investigate this place. I was suspicious when Bert Kreischer started saying the same shit. Anyway, as I was saying, Rogan would wax lyrical about being super healthy while puffing on a cigar and sipping on a glass of whiskey, then going to his club and kicking on in the green room with all the elite assassins he keeps on his payroll. So it makes sense now that he stopped drinking, and you heard him say earlier that he feels better now, he was sick of feeling shit every day, etc., etc. Same old story. The flip side is he built his whole image on being a dude. He was the one who would get high while talking to a scientist and have a cigar with a professor. He was our guy on the inside asking all the right questions and cutting through the narrative. But now that he's gone sober and become a Christian, the feeling is that all of that is slowly slipping away. And when you combine this with how dense he's become over the last couple of years, how the pandemic broke his brain, he even got into politics last year for the first time and endorsed a major candidate. It seems like the old Joe is dead and the new Joe is slowly killing our beloved Protect Our Parks. I say this in every Protect Our Parks video. Thank God for Mark Normand and Shane Gillis, because without them, this episode would have been a snooze fest.
Israel, Palestine, and Russia, Ukraine really ended the climate change.
Oh, yeah. Ended everything.
You know what I mean? It was like, there's World War III's coming. It's like, we don't have time.
Yeah, none of the climate change
Not worried
people are
about
like, these bombs
40,000
are increasing
years.
the temperature.
Yeah.
I think Greta Thunberg, actually,
really?
unless that was fake.
It ended everybody saying dead babies are bad. They go, well, let me see where they were from first.
Can't kill them in Texas either.
It's a weird time. I caught that one.
Hey, thanks.
I got it, too. I just stared right through it. I just stared at the table going, I don't even think that's funny.
It is crazy I can't watch here on my phone.
That's a real
Ken, you just have to take a photo of your ID and send it to the government. What's the problem, Mark?
What am I, a
We want to
migrant?
know how into feet you really are. You have a male cat, you castrate him. Everybody does. Because you leave him in the house. If your cat goes in the house, they'll pee all over your house.
That's true.
They will mark every spot in your house.
Cat games.
You have to cut their balls off.
I'm just trying to get Norman to say
R. Kelly.
It's fun. It's amazing how many cats there are out there because every male cat gets his balls chopped off. Hinchcliffe can play piano.
Come on.
And drums.
Checks out.
And drums.
He just sits
Piano
down.
checks out.
He
Drums
plays
does
drums,
not.
but he sits down and just starts playing piano. You're like, where did this come from?
Plays a skin flute.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Yeah, the extracurricular skills off stand-up is interesting. You can make a list of them. Bobby Lee can dance well and skate.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I bet he plays the out of some video games.
Yeah, but I mean,
and some
yeah.
math.
Yeah, certain guys are just good at the sports.
He's
Andy
fucking
Haynes can
killing it.
shred on skis.
What a crazy dating app that is. Farmers only.
I know. It basically means whites
Yeah,
only.
they should have just called.
That's all that is.
It's a how do you say it without saying it?
Yeah.
Not all black farmers
black
unless you're
people-
talking weed.
black people-
I got
meat.
good news and bad news, Daddy.
I found a
It's
farmer.
but
His name's Tyrone. He grows weed.
It's only watermelon. I don't know what the hell.
This is
son of
worse
a
than
bitch.
usual.
Sorry.
Kid Cudi said.
Bieber
Kid Cudi said, Puff Daddy
burned his car.
broke into his house before Christmas and opened all the gifts for his kids.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like the Grinch.
And he
funniest
called
story
him when he was in his
possible.
house.
hey, buddy, I'm in your house.
Whoa. That's insane.
That's the funniest thing I've ever
That's
heard.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's
dark.
like Ari. Ari might be white,
Yeah,
didn't
that's
he?
dark.
That's a fucking Ari trick.
You hate Christmas, you heeb.
Damn, dude, I can't believe you guys killed him.
Who?
Jesus.
Oh,
Santa too, you would if you could.
You would. If the Jews got their you're going to burn your beak. Jamie, delete the anti-Semitism.
No,
Oh,
keep
yeah,
it.
Jamie,
It's
delete-
allowed.
55 minutes out of this episode and everyone in the past.
Jamie, I'm not trying to add work. I swear, brother.
Sorry, J-Mo.
He's very sensitive on these shows. He needs to be respected.
I guess so.
I respect him. J-Mo, bong a beer, brother.
We'd love to have you.
I
Are you
don't
sober
know. Why are
too,
you
like
so
Gay
mean?
Rogue? You all right, Ari?
No, he
Just
met the
hot.
devil.
69, 69.
He
Mollied
met
out.
the devil.
Oh, you had it set at 72, Jamie? That's unforgivable.
You're
What are you, a
riding-
girl?
You're riding Jamie.
Girls
a
like
girl.
it warm? They like it warm?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love it warm.
Interesting.
If
Girls
it's up to
and-
a girl, she'll go
Whoa.
75.
Easy.
Hey,
Hot.
Bert Kreischer's going to
Bert?
sue you.
Legitimately hot.
Bert Kreischer's going to sue you.
I wish you weren't doing that.
That is a bad look. Auschwitz 2025.
Just like Rogan used to be our guy on the inside, Mark Norman's now our guy on the inside of JRE, asking all the questions that people are thinking. I mean, he was the only one who brought up Rogan going to church and asking about his drinking, and he's the only one who basically called out Texas for their super conservative laws. The strange thing is, most of the drugs that Rogan takes are illegal in Texas, yet he sits there on almost every episode shitting on California for being a nanny state. Finally, Mark Norman pointed out the absurdity of being forced to upload your government ID just to see a few feet pics. I mean, what are we doing here, B? But everyone missed the funniest part of the whole episode. This was one of those funny moments where you have to look away because the cringe is too strong to handle. As soon as Ari brought up Elvis and karate, I was like, fuck, no way Rogan rolls with this one. Surely he realizes the parallel with himself and shuts it down. Clearly, everyone in the room missed out on the irony. Not even our boy on the inside, Mark Norman, had a zinger in his pocket ready to pull out and rapid fire at Rogan while he was describing his own comedy career.
Every once in a while you hear a Hitler story where you go, God damn, that was pretty sick.
My chest to get hard. Love
Delete
it.
I feel that way about a lot of them.
Delete it.
Gals the shit on his
I
chest.
don't know. They told us, and I could see them. That's being propaganda for young
That sounds
Jews to be
very
like, he was
methy,
pretty stupid.
Right? That's
Yeah.
very methy.
He did some meth.
As soon as you hear about a guy doing meth, you're like, oh,
Everything goes from that.
yeah, meth.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing meth.
The book I read about him, he was by the end he was just sitting by his fire, and you just had to listen to him tell stories, and he would be on meth, and he'd be screaming for hours.
I've had that with Stanhope.
And what he was screaming about was like, I'm the greatest architect that's ever lived. I shouldn't even be doing this war. Everybody thinks he thought he was a great artist. He thought he was the greatest architect.
Oh my
Interesting.
god.
This is Elvis with karate.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Hey, look out, man.
Yeah, Elvis get pilled up and they'd pretend that he was good at karate. And dudes are just like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. They would try to move him and he'd like put his neck out there and stop them from moving.
That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
Cranked out
Whoa.
on
Help
pills.
this old man.
nice.
Help
His
this old
liver
man.
was redlining all day long. Just
Just be like, I'm the best fighter every time, man.
We went to Graceland.
How in the actual fuck did Mark Norman miss that opportunity to give us one of the best Protect Our Parks moments in history? All it needed was a "you should see your act" or something just to break the ice a little and remind Gay Rogue that he's a bomb expert. And not only that, not one person in the comment section noticed it either. Come on, people, do better. Way to let me down like that. But all jokes aside, which isn't hard when it comes to Rogan, I actually have a solution to all of the problems I've outlined in this video. Since Joe's moving into his Fox News boomer years and he cancelled Sober October because he's sick of Bert Kreischer annoying the shit out of him, why not replace Rogan with Bert and replace Ari with Tim Dillon? Hear me out. Just imagine that for a second. Instead of Rogan's political rants, we get Tim Dillon shitting on Elon Musk, Bert going so red in the face he blends in with the curtains behind him, while Shane Gillis calls everyone gay, and Mark Norman says, hang on, isn't Tim actually gay? Let's go, Joe. Do something funny for once in your life. He's even got poor Jamie off the booze. Next minute, this is going to turn into full-blown boomer radio filled with your favorite Bible verses. Ironically, one of Joe's best jokes is from his Triggered comedy special from 2016, where he shits on religion for being completely made up. Sadly, that Joe Rogan is no longer with us. R.I.P. brother, we'll miss you. Get used to Rogan changing the subject when Jamie brings up Elon's tweet saying the reason the Epstein list hasn't been published is because Trump's on it, all the while he's got the fucking director of the FBI sitting across from him, throwing his hands up and saying, that's none of my business, I know when to stay in my lane. But hopefully Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband listen to the internet and get Shane Gillis as Trump and Carl Dunnigan as Elon Musk on Kill Tony, but something tells me Rogan won't allow that at the moment. Anyway, that's for another video. Remember to head over to my second channel, Podcast Cringe Bites, and subscribe so you don't miss out on all of my uploads throughout the week. And if you want to see my full review of Tom Segura's new Netflix show, Bad Thoughts, check out the link in the description to my Patreon, where you'll find a bunch of exclusive, long-form, uncensored content as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
That's the weirdest thing is comics, like policing what should be talked about. If someone comes up with the most amazing fart joke of all time, I'm going to die laughing.